Hello my friends and welcome, my name is Dennis and this is the latest update from Ukraine. Yesterday we spoke about the possible Russian rocket that hit Poland, but today Biden said that it's unlikely that missile that fell on the Poland was fired from the Russian territory. My friends, in this video I will tell you about the official story and my own conspiracy theory. It is not true, but it's just my own opinion. So officially, two of the rockets were reported. One of those hit the tractor on Poland territory, killing 2 people. This area is very close to Ukrainian border and it could be accident. And in my yesterday's video, I already told you that it could be Ukrainian rocket or damaged Russian one. And it seems like NATO countries already put the Ukrainian air defense rocket S-300 as the main cause of that devastation. But luckily they continue to say that it's Russia to blame because Ukraine is defending its airspace and territory and civilians. And we have this tweet from Mark Rutte: one thing clear, this would not have happened without Russia's horrific missile. So still they blame Russia, it's the good thing, but they may try to avoid the circumstances for them to use their military against the Russian Federation. Because if that was the Russian missile, NATO countries should respond. And you know, yesterday it was the Russian missile 100% because everybody spoke about it and Poland itself stated that it was the Russian missile. So here we have the article. They went to the place, they took the debris and take the photos of that and stated that it was the Russian X-101 rocket. And it was the emergency meeting of the Polish parliament and they decided to speak with other allies from NATO, but later they received a call from Biden, President of the United States. So Biden spoke with Polish president spoke with President Zelensky, and after that we got this information from Biden that it's unlikely that missile fell on Poland was fired from Russian territory. So before all of the evidence was that it's the Russian rocket, and now they say that it could be Ukrainian S-300 missile. S-300 I mean because it's the most powerful rocket that we have to protect our skies, and yes, it may cause severe devastations, but only in one case. In case it would be modernized for the ground-to-ground operations as Russia does with their rockets. You see, if it's the standard Ukrainian S-300 rocket, it has the self-destruction algorithm. Basically, then the rocket misses the target, it explodes on its own, not to cause the damages on the ground. And all of the Ukrainian rockets are ground-to-air. We didn't modernize them to ground-to-ground operations as Russia did. So that devastation obviously could not be caused by the S-300 missile. And President Zelensky said that he is 100% sure that it wasn't the Ukrainian rocket. And he asks the Polish part to get access to the scene and investigate the rocket debris. And what President of Poland said? He said that he needs to negotiate that with Washington. My friends, I'm not saying that there is the conflict between Ukraine and Western allies. Still will have lots of the military help from our Western allies. Yes, we are a little bit dependent on them, but still we need to find out the truth. And my own conspiracy theory, my friends, you may not believe it, I myself do not believe it, but it could be real that NATO countries just negotiated between themselves not to respond actively to Russia, to a little bit blame the Ukrainian rocket for the wrongdoing, for wrong flying, but still they blame Russia finally because of the Russian massive attack on Ukraine yesterday. It was the most massive since the beginning of this war. Ukraine used all of the means, all of the rockets, and one of the rockets accidentally hit the Polish territory, killing 2 people. But really it was the Russian rocket, and as was reported, firstly 2 rockets, and simply NATO doesn't want to respond. It is not bad, my friends, since Russia has nuclear weapons, United States and other NATO countries, so we need to eliminate the threat of the global disaster to humanity. However, I still support the words of the President Zelensky, who say that it wasn't the Ukrainian rocket. And if it was, please provide us with some sort of the evidence and let our professionals to the place to investigate the debris and the area itself. And what Russia says, they say that they didn't like the reaction of Poland because it was Russophobic, but they like the reaction of United States of America, the constructive one, to investigate the case. Basically, they like that Ukrainian side was partially blamed for it. And this is the absolute nonsense reaction from the Donald Trump Jr., who says, since it was Ukraine's missile that hit our NATO ally Poland, can we at least stop spending billions to arm them now? Arm Ukraine, he means. As a Ukrainian, I do not support that one. But my friends, anyways, Ukraine may win this war even without the Western help, but in that case will have lots of the losses and Russia probably may take more territories. It is not just the war between Russia and Ukraine, it is the war between the free world, democracy and dictatorship. If Russia would win this war very fast, believe me, Taiwan would be next. And those are the parts of the Russian rockets that were found in the wood areas of the Kiev region. And this part, as you can see here with lots of rivets or bolts, is very similar to that one that was found in Poland. I hope you understood my bad pronunciation and bad English. As you can see here, we also have some sort of the big hull and more rocket wreckages, but this hull is much less compared to what we saw in Poland. This is just an ordinary Ukrainian guy from here, so just listen to his speech.
That we are finally liberated, that we are free, because now we have no electricity in the city, no water, no central supply heating, no mobile connection, no internet connection, but we have no Russians. And I'm extremely happy of that. We can survive anything.
So yeah, the basic thing that Russia still cannot understand, that we can live without it. Like, we will not starve here because we have the very wonderful Ukrainian soil, as the nation will not extinct, and we can take that we're gonna live without electricity, water and some kind of other stuff for some time, but finally without Russians. So Russian rocket attacks play absolute different perspective for Ukrainian people. We basically become more and more motivated against the Russian Federation and not follow their peace agreements. And this is the Ukrainian border with Belarus. As you can see, we cut all of the roads and we built some of the reinforcements near to our border and also trenches for the Belarusian and Russian tanks to have some of the obstacles on their way. By the time they would think how to bypass those obstacles, we're gonna use javelins and NLAWs to target their armored vehicles. Croatia sends 14 Mi-8 helicopters to Ukrainian army. Awesome, thank you so much for your support. Right, we have the news that Russia is going on their attack near to Gulaipole, Zaporizhia region, and their aim to bypass our forces and cut them here. But my friends, nothing would happen because they are simply in lack of resources. Yes, they may use some of their forces from Kherson direction, but there are not many. And this photo was taken on G20 summit, and you see those guys are quite concerned about the Poland attack by the possibly Russian rocket. Polish General Roman Polko said that Poland should extend their anti-aircraft shield over Ukrainian territory, the western part of it. But NATO press secretary said that NATO will not provide any kind of shields over Ukrainian territory, saying that it may escalate the war. And today it was one more Ramstein meeting, and some of the countries decided to increase the military support of Ukraine, especially Sweden, with this great package of 287 million for the air defense systems. They decided to do it after the Poland attack, and Canada gives 500 million Canada dollars, including winter gear. Awesome. President Zelensky said that Putin wants the direct talks with him, and he said that those talks, if they would be at some point, should be public, open to the cameras. So guys, as for our military map, Russia advances from this direction. You see Vuhledar here before they try Pavlovka, unsuccessful. And they try nowadays this part near to Volodymyrivka, and they advance with the forces they took from the Kherson. Probably they and probably they're gonna move to the north part. They want to cut our forces and take all of the Donetsk Oblast under their control, but it won't happen because they're still in lack of resources, and we got the military help from our Western allies. Without that help, Russia would take this part, but still Ukraine will exist as the sovereign country, but it could be very hard for us to fight against Russians, and with your help it is much easier, and we fight as hell. So I hope you understand me with my conspiracy theory. It's not real, my friends. Do not believe in it. Believe facts and official sources. It's just my own opinion, which could be also unreal. I haven't seen the debris of the rockets. I don't know what Biden talked about with the president of Poland or President Zelensky, and probably will never know. Anyways, my friends, I'm gonna keep you updated on situation in Ukraine, and if you want to support my channel, please press the like button. And if you want to support me financially, there are some of the links in the video description just below. You may support me on Patreon, PayPal or Donatello, whichever is more convenient for you. My friends, I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are. Have a great time.